Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little bit, but some life changes and moving definitely slowed some things down on YouTube. But I wanted to do a walk around of my property / my building, and then some of the projects I got coming up. So behind you can see I have a, this is a 50 by 80 pole building. I have 3 14 by 14 foot fully insulated doors. Whenever we moved down to Virginia, I was kind of working out of a 2-stall garage, and we bought this place. I think it was a little under 25 acres. There's a little tree line. We're redoing the pool. Oh, trash cans down there. Wind blew them. But I have a field in the back that we just got mulched. It wasn't my preference, but they previous owners had it logged, so it was kind of destroyed, and I couldn't use it, so had a mulching company come in and mulch it all. So I'm going to turn that into a field. And back to the building. It's finally to a point where I'm going to start working, pumping out some projects maybe, hopefully. So like I said, this is 50 wide. I got the windows on the end, and then I'll take you around back. So here's the 80-foot long side on the back. I got 4 windows just because I wanted to have some natural daylight. The guy that built this, Congdon Construction, they did a really good job. There's some things that I didn't include in the package just because of the price point. I had the gutters installed, so those are 1-piece dual downspouts. They're like a 3x4. I haven't had any issues with those. Really excited how it turned out, just because I've heard some horror stories, and I've did a lot of research on steel buildings and pole buildings, and this is actually all wood pole building. Just so happens that's what he recommended and what he was comfortable building. On the end here, my 50-foot end, I got a 14 by 14 foot door. I wanted to do this because here's my road, access road. And if I ever wanted to pull a truck and trailer in, I could back it right into there and just take up the full 80-foot long space. I wouldn't have to disconnect it. And then on the front side here in the corner, I had a separate service put in. This is a 200 amp service. Reason being is on my house, I had a 200 amp, but it was pretty much maxed out. I had to put a sub panel, and I didn't want to go into all that and then trench across the driveway. So the electric company, I mounted the box and did all the wiring on the inside, and then they trenched all the way to my distribution box in the corner of the property. So 200 amp service. I'll take a look inside and show you what I got going on there. I actually have a 200 amp on the other side of this, and then I have a 100 amp sub panel on the other side of the building, and I'll tell you why in a couple minutes. Other than that, this is it, and I'll show you on the inside. All right guys, here's the inside of the shop. I know first glance it kind of looks like that ice cream you get in a gallon jug that's strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate, but it is what it is for right now until I am finished with the electrical, and then I'm putting metal and finishing the inside. So I guess first things first, I had the concrete poured. It's about 5 inches, maybe 5.5. It will support any kind of semi-truck or heavy equipment if I want to pull it in. It's meshed, rebarred, reinforced. Floor drain. What I wanted to do was, on some previous garages, I always had to squeegee everything into the drain, and I got tired of it. So it does have a little bit of a slope down to the drain. So if you pull into this stall from this garage or pull into that stall, everything slopes to the drain, so you don't really have to squeegee the whole garage if you wash it out. In this corner, where the kids' toys are at right now, I plan to put a bathroom. It's plumbed. You can see in there in the corner, it's plumbed for a toilet. So I'm gonna put a little bathroom, sink, wash sink in there, just so that way I don't have to track everything in the house. And my goal is, you can see right here. So I wanted to have like the kind of barn theme on the inside. So that's all white pine. It's cut from a local sawmill. And I know I'm going to do a white ceiling, and I'm not sure on the walls. I might do white, or I might do the galvanized and then spray it down with like muriatic acid to give it like a distressed look. You can see the back wall has about almost 80 feet of pallet racking. And no, that did not come in the color of the building or my truck. I painted every single one of those things, nook and cranny, and it was a process. I had to strip the old paint. It was a nightmare, but it's over with, so I'm happy with that. But pallet racking, I wanted to have so that way, if I wanted to, I could have a walkway up here, which eventually it'll probably have more stuff up there, so it's not going to be much of a walkway, but what else? Oh, part of the package when I did the building is there was nothing on the inside. Basically, it was concrete and four walls and a roof. So insulation was not included. All the white pine was not included. Electrical wasn't included. So I've done pretty much all of that with a little help, little by little. That's one of the main reasons why it's not finished on the inside, because I wanted to insulate the inside walls and then run the electrical. And then as I'm setting stuff up, I'm still finding out that where I want to move stuff and my electrical is changing. So I didn't want to put up all the metal on the inside of the building and then realize that I didn't have my plugs where I wanted them or my outlets. So that's why it is what it is, but I'll show you over my electrical panel in a second. You can see I got it's a Challenger, I think it's a 12K lift, extra tall. This thing's really nice, really, really stable. If anyone's in the market for lifts, they're really nice. I've had one in the past and I kind of cheaped out and it just wasn't as stable as I would like. This one has probably 8 to 10 bolts on each pad. And I have everything reinforced. Whenever I had them pour the concrete, I had them reinforce the areas where the pads are. So I think that might even be close to 8-inch with rebar and mesh. So I'm definitely not concerned about that pulling through on the concrete. And I think I have the longest ones I could find were, I think, 6 or 8-inch concrete anchors for the pads on that. So that's not going anywhere. You can see up top, I ran some electric, so I got the power over there. On this side, I'm currently running 220, so I'm going to have my welder outlet, and then I'll have 110 right here. I also have some pull-down electrical, what you want to call them, retractors. But yeah, I wanted to have it so I can put everything underneath the pallet racking to still have stuff on rollers. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff on rollers. I want to be able to move everything out of there and clean it if I wanted to, besides the mill and the lathe. I want to have everything so it's mobile and I can basically move it out if I wanted to. That way I have peace of mind that if something spills back there, I can clean it. I don't have to move stuff around or try to get a pallet jack or get some kind of forklift. But here's my Birmingham lathe and I'm gonna call it Bridgeport or milling machine. So I finally got those set up. I'm still undecided if I'm gonna keep them here or I've kind of designated this little area. It's about a 20 by 18, 17 for fabrication. So I'm still undecided if I should keep them over there or put them over here. I do have some other equipment that's coming in to put in this area, but we'll see. Do have a 80-gallon air tank or air compressor. It's inside for right now. Someday I'm going to put a 12-foot lean-to on the outside of this. I'll probably put it in there, but until then it's in here. On the electrical, I have outlets the whole way on the 80-foot side, across on the 50-foot side. So basically every 8 to 10 foot, there's an outlet for 110. 220, I have both machines, these are 220. They're single phase, not 3-phase. And then I have a 100 amp service back here, and that's run through a 2-inch conduit underneath the concrete to my 200 amp. So my 200 amp service comes in, and this is basically what I have powering the whole building. There's my 2-inch. That's feeding the 100 amp right there. In this area, I have 220 50 amp plugs for my welder. I have some 30 amp plugs for miscellaneous 220, and then some 110. So I'm probably gonna change maybe one of these plugs for a 30 amp 220, and maybe one of those. So that way I'll have a good variety on where I can set machines up. Onto some of the equipment I've been picking up. I just picked this up. It's a 8x16 bandsaw. I've been wanting one of these for a long time. These two I just picked up in, man, where did I get this? Back up in Pennsylvania. So this is a 48-inch. I think this is a 52-inch shear. The main reason I got these is to fix both of the crew cab roofs from Texas. So I got the machines. I just got to set some time aside to bend those up and weld them in. I know there are some companies that just came out with some stuff, but I'm kind of a DIY guy, so I'll just make my own, save a little money. This is my stainless tables, 30 by 60, and then I'm really excited. I just ordered a Texas Metal Works, I think it is, fixture table. It's a 30 by 60. It's coming in, I think Wednesday. It's getting dropped off, so I'm really excited about that. I just picked this up a little parts washer. Got a pretty good deal on it. It needed the pump resealed, so I called up Better Engineering, and they told me what the part number was I needed to get, and I just resealed the pump on it, so it's up and running. And then this is a 48-inch. This is a shear, a bender, and a roller. So between these 3 pieces of equipment, I should be able to bend, roll, or shear. I think it'll go up to 16 gauge maybe. We'll test it. I'm not sure. I'm excited. I get this little fab shop area of the building laid out, and hopefully just start hammering out some work. That's about it for the inside. Next I'll probably finish the electric, put it in the bathroom, and then the final, probably mid-summer, once I have all the electric done, all my air lines done, which I had started back here. You can see that it's a 3/4 inch air line, hard line that goes all the way back. That's got to get finished. But once I get all that done, then I'll finish the inside, and the building will be kind of done, and I can focus more on project stuff. The two-tone green truck is a 79. I bought this one same time I bought the utility body from Texas. Gentleman hauled them up here. I know it looks kind of rough, but it is actually pretty straight. I started to sandblast here. It looks worse than it is. A lot of these trucks, you'll see that the roofs are, this is where they go. The moisture gets caught up in here, has nowhere to go. It sits and rots it from the inside out. But that's one thing I gotta get on. But other than that, the truck's fairly clean. Two-wheel drive, 460 truck. Green interior. But you can see like it's pretty darn straight. There's no big dinks. There's a dent that I can pop out on the passenger door. But other than that, it just needs some seat covers. I'm gonna put some new carpet in it. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna, I don't know. I've been kicking around the idea of throwing a Dana 60 into this. Just making it, you know, Dana 60 four-wheel drive, maybe just divorce transfer case truck. Keeping the 460. I don't even know. I might even just try to keep the paint because it has good patina on it. I can blend this in once I get that repair done, but buff this out. I mean, you could see, let's see here. I actually buffed the front fender. I mean, it's got some good fade on it. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But that's next on the list after Queen Dent. As you can see, it's up in the air. Speaking of which, it is in the process of the motor going back in, or going in, and axle's getting ripped out. The donor truck's outside, has all the axles, steering boxes, suspension parts. But I picked this truck up mainly because the color combination. It is a Southern truck. I'm not exactly sure. Body's not perfect on it, but it's straight. It's not all rotted out. There's no rust on it at all. It does currently have a 12 valve in it, but we're gonna pull that out and put this 24 valve in here. I'm gonna try to stay with the VP. I can wire up the VP to make that work. Make sure I'll make all the gauges work. But I don't know. I know there's die-hard 12 valve guys, die-hard common rail. I've done both. I picked this up for a good price off my buddy, and it was a running motor. And this truck's not going to be a hot rod truck. Just going to be for the wife. She's going to go, you know, back and forth to work, go get groceries, whatever she wants to do with it. Just needs to be, when I say reliable, everyone's going to laugh. Going to VP. I don't know. We'll figure it out. If I got VP problems, then I don't know. Maybe we'll P-pump it or just throw a common rail on it and call it a day. But for now, that's 2002, I believe, 2001. I think it's high output. I don't know, there's a bunch of Cummins guys probably correct me, but we're regasketing it. Just got the cylinder head back from getting surfaced. So I believe the wife might be putting the head on tomorrow. And I'm gonna throw some more gaskets on it, put a coat of paint on it. And I have the adapter plate over here. Just got this in. This is G-Force adapter plate, flex plate hardware. So that'll go on the back of that motor. And walk over here. I have a Allison 6-speed that's going in it, which is right here. It's out of 2008. I'm going to try to keep the transfer case. Reason being is I know that it has a slip joint. There is a company that makes a fixed joint for four-wheel drive. These transfer cases are a lot narrower between the frame rails than say a Ford T-case, which on my green truck, I ran a Ford T-case. No, excuse me. I ran a Ford and Dodge, I think are pretty much the same certain years. I ran a NP 271. Maybe that's it. 271, 273. I think 271 might have been the manual. I had to notch the frame, and I really don't want to get into all that. So that's how I'm going to try to rock the T-case out of the Allison. It was behind a Duramax, and we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I just finished up the interior. I'll show you guys here. You can see someone put some sweet duals on this thing. I'm not even going to show you the exhaust work on that because you'll laugh. All right. So we picked up, I believe it was 2013 F-150 Platinum seats. I just put the carpet in, got the seats all mounted. I don't know if you guys can see or not, it might be a little dark, but made the seat mounts. The only thing it's not hard mounted is the center console. Reason being is I have to take it out and put the shifter cable. I'm going to be using the center console, getting rid of the column shifter. So I didn't want to mount it. I know I'm going to have to rip it back out to put the cable and a couple other things. I got these little trim pieces on order. I'll have to trim those up. But I got the heated, the heated and AC, which is the AC is kind of like a fan. I don't know if it's a fan that pulls heat out of there, but it's a fan that they call AC. But I got those wired off these rocker switches. So that all works. That was kind of a nightmare. Had a bunch of CAN bus modules that I had to replace and just run relays. A bunch of wiring diagrams. You see the back seats. Back seats fully functional. They flip up. They flip down. But yeah, it actually came out pretty good. There's a little bit more leg room. These seats are actually pushed back on the sliders, pretty good. But there's a good amount of leg room. I do have to redo the door panels because someone got a hold of some self tappers and just went crazy, which is a shame, but it is what it is. I do have an extra set, same color, out of my King Dent truck. I just have to refurb them a little bit. That's about it for Queen Dent. I know that I posted some pictures on Instagram or Facebook, whatever it is, a while back ago. I was just gonna rock the truck as it was, but it wasn't safe enough and to the standard where I feel I can put my wife and kid in it. So that's first and foremost. I want to make sure they're safe. And the interior was kind of roached out on it. There's some of the seats up there. And the carpet was completely trashed. So one thing led to another, and it is what it is right now. And it'll be, I'm hoping to make it to the F100 National meet in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. So we'll see. I'm gonna really try to do my best to get that truck going. You know, have four-wheel drive. I have the 24-valve Allison 6-speed, and I'm gonna try to get the AC working in it. So that's the plans. As far as Project King Dent, I mean, it's been reliable. I know I've posted some stuff in the past about putting the Cummins in it. Here's the deal: is I bought a 2014 2500 truck. It was wrecked, and I was just going to throw the whole driveline in it. But here, it was more than wrecked. Apparently, it took on water at some point because the motor needed it rebuilt the whole thing. Cylinder walls were all rusted up. Valves were rusted. So I kind of got the shaft on it. But in the process of me sending the motor to the machine shop, we moved and machine shop got behind and I finally got the motor. So as soon as the wife's truck's done, we got the motor ready for this. This is next. It still has the 460 in it. It doesn't pass any gas station without filling it up, but the thing's super reliable. And one of the reasons I'm going to keep that truck, the two-tone green truck 460, because I'm just going to put the entire drive line plus a transfer case into the green truck, into two-tone green truck. This 460, it was already rebuilt. It has a mild cam in it. It's just ultra reliable. So I think that's why I'm going to keep that truck 460. So then use the motor out of this truck here. Green truck's she hasn't had a whole lot of TLC. Just been sitting here. Last on the list, I guess. I know I need to probably, let's see here, pop the hood. Oh, I can put you guys down for 1 second. Yeah, she's starts up, runs and moves and everything. It just needs a couple little odds and ends that I've been putting off just because I've had other priorities. I'm hoping to get this truck back on the street, back at the track. I have an extra 6.7 crank and a couple other parts that I'm gonna probably put together. Sleeved 6.7, sleeve down 6.7. Still does have the 0659 common rail in it. I'm hoping I can dedicate some time once I get some of the other projects knocked out, but for now it runs, it drives. I just haven't had time to dedicate to it, but I'll get there. But other than that, here's the garage. I got some things coming up. Oh, here, I even forgot my little Samurai. I picked this up down in Virginia, and it's pretty clean body. I did a axle under lift on it. Got some seats out of a Caravan. I got the truck and it was a basket case. Like everything was torn apart. So slowly just putting it back together. And you know me, I can't leave anything alone. So it does not have a gasoline motor. It has a diesel. And let me see, I'll pop the hood here. I should be having a video coming out on it, on the whole build, but sneak peek is it has a 1.9 TD or TDI Volkswagen, has a VE pump on it, little baby turbo, but yeah, she runs. I mean, it's torquey is all get out. It's probably not going to go any faster than maybe 65, but it'll blow the back tires off, low RPM. I put a Denny's fuel pin in it, and I think that might be it. It's got a Prius, which is probably the only thing they're good for is electric power steering. Electric power steering box, and all it does is go in line. Still got the box, original Samurai box, but I mounted that to the frame. I got the module, wired it in, and basically you can steer this thing with one hand. So that's a little Samurai with the 1.9 TD, and looking forward to getting this thing on the road so that way we can go cruise around in it. Let me take you guys outside and I'll show you the other trucks. And this gem, I think this is a 75. Same story as the other truck. This truck is from Texas. It was, I guess, some kind of landscaper or maintenance guy. But overall, it's pretty straight. Two-wheel drive. It's got an old utility body on it. I forget what the brand is. Morrison. Texas plates still. My plan is for this truck, I gotta do some roof repair, clean up the interior, and then it's probably gonna get the 12 valve out of Queen Dent. And I'm probably gonna, I don't think I'm gonna lower it down anymore, but maybe put like some 20s or 22s on it. Some Detroit steel wheels. And I'm not sure, obviously brown fenders and stuff. I might just paint the whole thing flat white. Maybe send it down the road. I don't know. But you can see it's pretty straight. The only thing is it does need the roof repair just like the other one. I got all the tools to fix it. So I should be good to go, but it's straight. I mean, there's nothing, I mean, the body's not all wrinkled up. I think this one has a 390. It does run, but it needs some TLC, needs tune up. Hasn't been. Let's see, I'll open it up. You can see she's cherry. Lots of dust, but it's got this mint, freaking maroon interior with a plaid back seat. That'll all change. And maroon carpeting, which I love. But yeah, she needs a good spit shine, and then it should be good to go. But it's all, everything else is solid on it. You can see like the bottom of the doors. This one might need a little love right here in the corner. But cab corners are good, B pillars are good. Everywhere that counts. That's the story on this guy. List of projects. This is probably like 175 on the list. Like I said, this is the F250 I got for the axles and swap for Queen Dent. I picked this up locally. It was a 6.0, I think something happened to it, but I got all the good parts: axles, brackets, steering box, hydro boost. Leaf springs are a little bit much. As you can see, there's probably a good 6 inches of leaf spring there. I'll probably take this down to maybe 3 leaves. But they look like they're newer. It does look like it has a block, which is sweet. But it's got a 4-inch exhaust. The good thing about this truck is it's a cabin chassis truck, which is a narrow frame. It's a 34-inch frame width, not your typical pickup truck, which is like 36, 37. So this is going to basically bolt right up to the existing frame on Queen Dent, because all those trucks, all the crew cabs are narrow frame. So I'm just gonna buzz off the rivets on here, slide it up, mark it where I need to mark it, and then drill a couple new holes. I think when I did King Dent, some of the holes already lined up and then on the front, and I think there's 1 or 2 in the back, and I drilled the rest, but pretty straightforward. That's gonna wrap it up for this video. Thanks for viewing, and stay tuned for all the future projects coming up. Subscribe, hit the like button, do all the YouTube stuff. Thank you.